Let me just go ahead and let you guys know where I am emotionally. Today is June 6th, 2025, 7 years to the day that I lost my mom. And I'm in an emotional funk. And it happens every year. And I know some people say, oh, in time it gets better, time heals wounds. And I know that it has gotten better. Hold on a second, there's an airplane flying over. And it has gotten better in the sense of it doesn't hurt the way it used to hurt, but nonetheless, I'm still grieving. Can you guys just comment below how you're dealing with it? I mean, if you're dealing with the grieving from the loss of a loved one and time has passed, like how are you dealing with it with the passage of time? Has it made it easier? Do you still find yourself feeling just some kind of way emotionally when it's the anniversary of that person's death? I know I'm not alone, and this is a healing journey for me in so many aspects of my life. So if you guys could share with me how the loss has impacted you and how you're healing, I would really appreciate reading those comments below. There were just so many things about my mom that I didn't realize until after she passed. I used to be so judgmental of her because we did have a bad relationship. I was angry with her. I felt that the way it all came about, that my great grandmother got me, that she abandoned me when I was 1 week old. I mean, the truth of the matter is, my father pulled me from underneath the mattress. She had placed me underneath the mattress. And but now that I'm older, I can understand that she was probably dealing with post traumatic stress, or what is it, postpartum stress. So she went through a lot, and she didn't have anyone. She had my grandmother, but well, her grandmother, which is my great grandmother, but grandma was old. Grandma could only do so much, and grandma didn't know much about emotional, being there for someone's emotional needs or whatever. Um, I used to say when my mom was alive that I couldn't think of 5 times my mom was there for me. And when a person is alive and you've had a bad relationship with them, it's so easy to think of all the bad things, all the things that they should not have done, or all the bad things they did. And then you start viewing them as perhaps a horrible person because you want them to be this perfect person, something that you know that you're not even capable of. And I think I view my mom as, I'm not saying that a lot of my feelings or the things that happened didn't happen, but I had this expectation of her being perfect, and I'm not even perfect. So that's why I said I expected from her what God don't even expect of me, and that's so unfair. And it's funny because now that my mother is dead, I can remember so many times she was there for me. I remember when I had to go out of town. My daughter was going to be in this award ceremony. It was like a 4 hour drive. And I was talking to my mom, telling my mom that I was going to be leaving for the trip. And I really didn't want to take the 4 hour drive by myself. So when she asked me when I was leaving, and I told her, she said, "Oh, Peachy, I would love to go with you, but I can't because I have a doctor's appointment." So I was like, "I understand you got to go to your doctor's appointment." I didn't feel any kind of way. Let me tell you, my mom called me that same night and she said, "Peachy, what time are we leaving for our trip?" And I was like, "I thought you said you couldn't go." She said, "I changed that doctor's appointment and I wanted to make sure that it was okay for her to do it." And she said, "Yes, it was okay for me to do it. What time are you going to pick me up?" My mom and I went on that road trip together to go to my daughter's ceremony. We had an amazing time. We pigged out, something we both love doing. We laughed, we talked, we played music. My mom sang. And when we got to the hotel, my mom told me that she was going to pay half of the hotel. I said, "You don't have to do that, sugar." And she said, "Yes, I want." I said, "This is my road trip. You don't have to pay anything." She's like, "I insist." My mom paid half of the hotel cost. She was there for me. And I remember one time this guy that I had broken up with, and the guy was taking the breakup relatively, it was uncomfortable for him to say the least. And he was harassing me. And I called my mom and I told my mom that the guy kept harassing me. Man, my mama came over to my house. She said, "I'm coming over there. We gonna call him." My mom came over to my house. I called old boy. My mom gave him the business. And when she called and when we called him, he was at his mother's house. And his mother was in the background talking. So my mama said, "Put your mama on the phone." His mama got on the phone and she gave his mama the business. And it was just, it didn't do any good because he kept harassing me. But just the fact that having my mom help me or fight this battle for me, just I have, and honestly, I have a lot of memories of my mom being there for me, but I couldn't remember them when she was alive. They escaped my memory. And it was because of how I was viewing her at the time. I was when you feel in your heart that a person's bad, you're only going to have bad memories to support those feelings. But when you see a person as being human, being imperfect, you're going to find some good things. You're going to find some good memories. You're going to find some good thoughts. But I learned that too late. I learned it too late. I hate that she passed. There are so many things I go through, and I really need my mother's wisdom. And when she was alive, I think that was something else my siblings and I maybe took for granted. I'm going to exclude them because they have to speak for themselves. It was something that I took for granted because my mom would give advice on things that she had not employed. And my attitude was, okay, you're giving advice on something that you can't even give an experience of your own. But I was looking at that wrong. You don't have to experience everything to give good advice on it. You could give good advice on it from the mere fact that you didn't do it. And in retrospect, when you look at the choices you made and the things you've done, you know, I should have handled it that way. And that's the advice you're giving to others. But, you know, you live, and I hope I'm learning. Miss you, sugar. Wish you were here. Love you. And I know sorry doesn't change anything. Well, maybe it does. Maybe saying sorry and forgive me. Maybe it's gonna help me along the way. I plan to write my mom a letter, just letting her know that I saw good in her. I saw a lot of good in her after the fact. And I would say this, if you have a mother, a parent, or anyone as far as that matter, that you love, especially a mom or a dad, cut them some slack. They're not perfect, and neither are you. Just cut them some slack. Be more forgiving and respect them. You will reap the benefit of that for sure. I hope you enjoyed my moment of reminiscing of my mom. Um, I look forward to reading your comments. I hope you like, share, subscribe, share this video with others if you feel it could benefit someone that you know. I'll see you in the next story time.